Yeah, good. Obviously, we've got players back from international duty, so that's good to have them back. Good numbers in and around the training ground, and we played a friendly on Sunday as well, so we managed to get a few minutes in the bank into players. It was really important. So atmosphere is good, team's looking good, and I think they needed that break.
Well, I was going to say, did the break come at a good time in terms of letting the players reflect and refresh ahead of a really important stretch in the Women's Super League now?
Yeah, I think they needed it. I think people forget, as much as it is a massive privilege for us to walk out of our door every day, it's also very difficult for the players who are in isolation, very much so at the moment. So to be able to go to a different environment, the international players, some of those players be able to have those that didn't go away, have a few days off. And just refresh their minds, really. They've come back in a really good space.
Looking back at the last couple of results and what we had before the break, what can you learn going into this next stretch of games?
That we have to be at our very best. We've said it now, we've got 7 games to go, it's 7 cup finals. If we want to qualify for the Champions League, we need to be taking maximum points as much as we can from every game. The learning lessons are we need to try and keep everybody fit. We've been crucified by injuries, but that's not an excuse. And when that whistle goes, we need to perform for 90 minutes, and we need to be there to take every moment.
As you said as well, lots of players going off on international breaks. Did you manage to watch any of the games?
I did, yeah. I was really pleased to see, obviously, Ivana make a debut. Ella Toon came on and made her competitive debut as well. So, and obviously watch Chris score 2 goals and gain that confidence. Hopefully she'll bring that back into this environment now. So, yeah, I tried to get as many games as I can. Obviously, Anna went away with Spain. Watched the Scottish girls. Kirsty Hansen scored. Jane scored as well. So, hopefully they'll bring that form back here and start scoring goals here. We'll start getting wins here and build confidence here too.
Yeah, it's really good to see as well. So many players going off on, to their respective countries. How good is it to see so many players progress at this club and being able to go out there and represent their countries?
It's one of the proudest things we have when we see as staff, we see players getting international recognition. We're proud for them because we see the hard work the players put in day out here to get better, to improve, to develop, and they're so coachable, and then they go away and they make a difference for their countries. It's a proud moment for us as a club.
And of course, over the break as well, a couple of our players extending their stays here. How good is it to see that too?
It's really positive. It means that we keep the players in here that we want to keep in here, that we build that foundation, keep building and developing. And obviously Mary Haley have extended their contract. So I'm really pleased. I want to work with them, the players that have developed since they've been here, and will continue to develop.
And of course, as you mentioned, it's not been easy with all the injuries that we've had to deal with as well. But over the break, has there been any sort of developments with those recoveries, and how is everyone doing?
Yeah, injuries have been more than I've ever experienced since I've been at the club, which is unfortunate. It's hit us at a crucial time as well in terms of the games that we've been playing, but we've got a fantastic squad, so I'm not making any excuses there. This time's give us an opportunity to get players back. Lucy Stan played some minutes at the weekend, so she's back fit. And Alessia's still on track in terms of her timeline, so hopefully she'll be back within the next couple of weeks. Lauren James and Kirsty Smith are heading towards being back too, so it's really positive.
I know it's been really difficult, but how has the team managed with a challenge as big as that, as losing so many players as you have done?
I think they've been incredible. I really do. I'm constantly proud of this group, but we've lost big players at key moments. Losing Tobin, losing Leah. Obviously, Lauren James has been out for what feels like forever in and out now. 3 big players, and throughout the season we've lost more. You look at Lucy Staniforth, Martha Harris, all players that will contribute. And we've had lots this year, but players just get on. I always see it as like if we lose somebody, it's a window of opportunity for somebody else. But would the players like to have every player available so that they can have a real go? Yeah, of course they would. As a manager, would I like to have every single player available so I've got my full squad to pick from? Yeah, but we haven't had that. But it's not an excuse. We make sure that we go out, we prepare well, and we perform, and that's what we're looking for in the next 7 games.
Well, really important game coming up with Aston Villa. How is the mindset going into that one?
I think we're in a good space. Yeah, I think the players are looking forward to playing again, getting together in terms of Man United and playing again and going out and competing. But we also know they're a very difficult team to break down. They play 5 at the back, which is rare in the women's game. So it's going to be a difficult task for us, but it's one that we know that we'll have more of the ball. We know we need to use the ball well, and we're looking forward to it.
We beat them 2-0 in the reverse fixture. Lots of shots on target and lots of shots on goal as well. But how difficult, as you say, was it to really break them down? Because despite the scoreline, we did have so many chances.
We had lots of chances. It's kind of been the theme of our season, really, is getting chances and not always converting. But you have to find a way to win on those days, and we did that. You know, we'll need to do the same again on Sunday. Our surface, I think, is far superior to theirs, so it'll lend itself to our football. We'll need to move the ball well, and like you say, we need to be really ruthless in the air box to make sure we get all 3 points.
And still a relatively new team, really, in the Women's Super League, having not competed in it for years as well. How do you think they've developed so far? I
think they've done really well. I think, you know, credit to Gemma, who's brought them up from the Championship and solidified them, you know, in the WSL, and they've been competing. I think they're very organised. You know, they're a team that we were competing with in the Championship. So to come here and play again, I think they've done well. You know, and I know they'll look to build again next season.
And how important is it not only just to get the result, but also to get a good performance on Sunday to really kickstart this next stretch of games?
I think it's all about the 3 points, most important, but the performance is important. You know, we want to build confidence, we want to build momentum. We know we've got Aston Villa and then we're going into a big game against Arsenal. So if we can have, you know, a confident performance where we use the ball well, we score goals, we keep a clean sheet, we can take that into the next game.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been a good week of training. We've been away to the national team for a while, so it's always like resettling and getting the group back together. But ever since I came back, it was like straight to the next game, so it's been really nice to be back.
Well, how was the international break for you? So you got yourself on the score sheet, so it must be good to bring that back here as well.
Yeah, it was a really good break, and we had 2 really good games. We played well as a team, and I ended up scoring 1 goal as well. So it was a really good break. It was a bit different with the circumstances, but it was nice to be back with the Dutch girls for a while as well. But now I'm really happy to be here and to have the game on Sunday.
Loads more Dutch players as well coming into the Women's Super League, isn't it? So you've got to start sort of building up that rivalry in England now, don't you?
I know, it's very nice to see all the girls coming over here. It says something about the league as well, about the development that's been going on over here. And even at the national team when we're there, there's a lot of talks about girls wanting to come to England. So I think that only says something about the level of quality that we have over here now.
Absolutely, and it's been a couple of weeks now since the last game, and how do you reflect on the last couple of results that we've had going into this really important stretch in the Women's Super League now? Yeah,
it's been a couple of rough weeks. We lost some games that we shouldn't have lost. So I think that the national team break came at a good time for us to kind of just resettle, regroup, and find our way back to winning ways. And I think sometimes that happens in football. You just have to get on with it and move on to the next thing, and that's what we're trying to do.
And it is a really important stage now in the season, isn't it? Really coming near to the end as well. But how important is it to focus just on one game at a time and try and keep picking up those points every game?
I think that's the most important thing, because to be fair, it's always the Sunday that counts. So it doesn't matter who it is or what kind of points you need at the end of the season, because it's just always the Sunday that counts. And I think that's the way we're looking at it right now as well. We start the week off thinking about Sunday, and that's the only thing we do. And then after Sunday, we'll look further ahead.
I know there's still a couple of games to go, but looking back on where we were last season, how much do you think this team has progressed, especially having the challenges of so many injuries as well this season, but still really being right up there with the top teams?
Yeah, I think it's very impressive. I was talking about this with my family last week. It's been going so fast. The build-up of this club has been going so impressively fast, to be fair. And to see how we deal with situations now compared to last season is so much better. We know better how to deal with setbacks as well. Like all the injuries we've had. We had so many injuries this season, but we've always managed to find a way, and that is only a compliment to the squad. And I mean, everyone here works so hard, and I think that shows on Sundays.
Is it exciting as well seeing the progression with the teams and how competitive it is this season, and hopefully looking forward to next season and how competitive that one's going to be as well? And it just seems to be getting more and more in that direction.
Yeah, that's the most fun thing about this league for me, is that every weekend is a good game, and everyone can catch points from everyone. Which makes it always very exciting to be on the pitch on a Sunday. And I think it's a good sign that we've developed so much and been able to catch up on the top teams, because that only means that the development over the next couple of years will make the league even more interesting.
Well, a tough game on Sunday in Aston Villa. How do you see them approaching this game?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think they're a tough team to break. They're very strong in the first half normally. So I think for us it's all about being patient and find a way to break their lines basically. But it's going to be a tough game to come back to. But it's very exciting. It's at home, so I'm really excited to be back at Lee.
We won the reverse fixture 2-0. I mean, you were playing in it, so you know better than me. But how difficult was it to break them down? Because we had so many shots, but the scoreline suggested it was only 2-0, wasn't it? It could have been much more.
Yeah, it could have been a much more game, but sometimes it's really hard to break these teams down. They've obviously got a decent game plan that's working for them quite well. Even last week against Arsenal, I believe they kept it clean quite for a long time. So it's really, for me, it's really about patience and not forcing it when we don't have to. Be patient and just get a win. I mean, 1-0, 2-0, I don't really mind.
Not bothered about the scoreline. Really in a good position at the moment in the league. I know, every game you sort of look at and you take it each game as it comes, but does it fill you with confidence going into this last stretch of the season that you are in a good position and you are cementing that position as well? Yeah,
obviously. I think that is the main thing that's changed from last season is that it feels more comfortable to be higher up in the league. It feels more like a place that we belong, especially because we actually did quite well last season in that as well. So it just feels more comfortable this year, and it feels like a place that we are really fighting for and that we can really compete for. So I think every game is so important right now. We have so many games to show what we can do for this season. And then hopefully it shows at the end.
And personally for you as well, how have you been finding your performance and your form? How are you feeling playing on the pitch?
Yeah, I'm feeling really well, to be fair. I had quite a good season up till now, and just really happy to contribute on Sundays and to be playing football, to be fair.